Well, good morning. I think it's still morning, right? Yep, it's 11 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Well, I've had an interesting chain of events since yesterday. I got a message from Jennifer now at Matsky's that my check that I wrote was returned because the bank account was closed without my knowledge. Phil Wagaman had to do that, I'm guessing. I don't know as fact because I haven't called the bank yet. Then, my attorney that had actually quit called me this morning and informed me that the 2 checks that I forwarded to Phil to show him, because he's always approved everything I've ever done, and he already approved that he was paying yet another year. And the first year he wrote a check for the full amount, so that's what I did with the courts, wrote another check for the full amount. I had to write 2 checks, as a matter of fact, one for that and one for the fees. So I screenshotted them and sent it to him and put right on the face of the check for Phil Wagaman. All the court has to do is look at the trail. The paper trail is there. Phil has been putting money in my bank account constantly. He transfers it in there because he told me ever since I got sick that he would continue to provide for me until I could provide for myself. Well, I didn't get well until January 30th. So he informed me that the check that I wrote to the court was returned. Yeah. So talk about a twist of fate. So now I've written a check with insufficient funds. Now I've been writing checks ever since he's been putting money in that account, and I've never had one issue with it. So why now? Why this one? So you don't think I have a case against Phil Wagaman for doing this to me? So now I really need to sell my Mustang so that I can make good on that check for $46,000 that he rolled me over the clover with. So Phil, remember what I told you. I don't want your money. But what I will do is I'll come after you and distribute it to the poor. Now I know why I've said that to you. Why do people think they can do this to people? I will never understand. I don't write checks like that. I didn't even know how to write it. I got so, because that's just not in my vocabulary, but certainly isn't his. He writes them like they're nothing. And I just look at him like, oh my gosh, I can't even fathom it. So what Phil Wagaman did was wrong. And I love him. I still love that man. But I pray to God he has mercy on him for doing this to somebody that's been in need. And everybody knows it's not a secret. I have not been able to work. I have not. Physically, I could probably start working in February, but I was trying to figure out where I was going to live and what I was going to do. So I was sorting through stuff I didn't want to keep. And he did nothing with the lawsuit. Nothing. They weren't just suing me because he's on the lease too. And not once did he help me with this either. He left me to fend for myself, just like when he brought me here in February of last year. Now I am grateful for everything that man has done for me. Beyond grateful. But this is criminal, what he's doing to me. And it certainly isn't just and right under his eyes. I would never, ever in my life do such a thing to anyone. No, instead, I'd rather do without. And give that person that needed it more than me. That's who I am. That's who I've always been. This is what happens when you move in with someone and you're not married. That will never happen to me again. Never in my life. So, I need some help financially. until I sell the Mustang. So I don't know if I should do a raffle. I don't know. I cannot believe somebody would do this to another human being. It was bad enough, the rest of the abuse, but this, I will not have my name drug in the mud because of his nonsense. I have been a woman of honor and integrity my entire life, and I'll be damned if he takes that away from me by not following through with what he's been doing all along. Because it is wrong on every freaking level. There is nothing right about this. Nothing. So I'm staying sorry. I had to collect my thoughts for a second. I'm staying at the TownePlace Suites by the Marriott, Miami Homestead. The address is 935 Northeast 30th Terrace, and of course Homestead, Florida 33033. The phone number here is 305-248-2001, and I'm in room 505. I just need somebody to help me pay for the next 2 nights so I can figure out, because I've got to wait to get the title unless I can get with my buddy Frank Johnston that reached out to me, and maybe he can call the dealership and somehow work out a deal that we can get this Mustang sold quicker than I thought. Or, I don't know, maybe just do a raffle. Throw names in a hat, I don't know. I just need somebody to help me with the next 2 nights so me and my girls aren't thrown out on the street again. I had enough money that I could get food for us. So, America and overseas, can somebody please help me? Please. Because trust me, I'm ready to go to bat for all of the injustices in the world. But I just need a little help right now because man made everything about money. Now at the market, there's trading going on all the time without money exchanging hands. It's so wonderful to watch. And it happened with my necklace. I got a necklace when I gave a guy I met, Valentino from Italy, and he made me a necklace and Brett made him a sandwich. And I gave Brett a place to stay, and he put gas in my tank. That's love. This, Phil Wagaman, is not love what you've done to me. What happened to you? That's not the person I fell in love with. It's not. Greed has taken over your life yet again. And I'm sorry for that. And I can't do that and help you anymore with that. You've made that crystal clear. So, please, won't you help me? Some way, somehow. Thank God for these girls. And to my friends and family that have reached out. My dad didn't even know what to say, but then he looked at me and he goes, dust it off. Dust it off. You're going to get through this. And you know what? That's all in the Bible. Dust it off. And he's right. He's right. I do have a Venmo account, but that requires me transferring money, which I can do that too. I've got my own personal Venmo account is under my name, and then I've got another Venmo account under La Casa Tesoro DeCilio. And trust me, you will be rewarded. Everybody has always been rewarded with Natalie. Talk about stepping in a pile of crap. Boy, I did it bad this time. And I was doing it all on my own before. Maybe it wasn't the perfect lifestyle, but at least I had my own everything. And this is what happened when I gave it up for love. It was the wrong kind of love, obviously. I can do a lot of good on this earth, if you haven't noticed. And I plan on not stopping. Because I'm fearless. And I'm not afraid of anything. Before I would have been afraid of all this with Phil. It doesn't faze me at all. I'm not afraid of him. He's afraid of me. That's why he went into hiding. That's why he won't return my phone calls. That's why he did what he did and closed the bank account. Unbelievable. Trusted him enough to give him my power of attorney. Unbelievable. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a shoulder to cry on. Truly. I will get through this. And I won't stop. So, thanks again for listening. Love to all of you bunches and bunches. Love you.